Welcome back, guys. Max here, and welcome to the second, I guess, episode of I Spy. Now, I Spy is a series that I run every single Friday. If you don't know, I go and trawl the other bigger YouTubers' comment sections, pick out questions, and then answer them on a Friday on my own channel. If they answered their own questions, then I wouldn't have a series, but I'm glad that they don't, and therefore I do. So anyway, moving swiftly on, here's the first question. The question is, are there any new elite classes coming in the Russian DLC? The answer to the question is we don't know. If there are, then DICE have been extremely tight-lipped about it. There's not been really any rumours about new elite classes in any way, shape or form, so I don't think you're going to see one this time around. I think you're going to see some extra stuff coming in Turning Tides later in December, and you may see an elite class coming in there. It leads me comfortably on to the next question, which is there a new behemoth? The Tsar tank has been floated around as possibly an option. However, DICE like to keep historically close to the story, if you want to call it that. And so the Russians actually didn't have any of their own tanks during World War I. And so are we likely to see a Tsar tank? Maybe, if DICE have taken a little bit of freelance artistic license with it, maybe we will see one, maybe we won't. I hope I'm wrong, actually, about both. I really do. But because there's not been really any kind of confirmation one way or the other, and it's just a bunch of rumours, I'm going to lean heavily towards no. We are getting a behemoth in Turning Tides later in December, and so they may just hang off until that DLC drops, and then we'll get the behemoth then. So those are those two questions asked. Is Albion going to be featured in Operations, was a question that came up several times. The answer to that question very simply is no, it will not be featured. Sadly, I think it could be a great map to do Operations on, although I'm not a huge Operations player. I know there is a huge amount of you out there that absolutely love that game mode, and I think Albion could very easily be included in it. But sadly, no, it is not going to be featured in Operations. Maybe we'll see it in a different game mode later in the future. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so moving swiftly on, next question. When is the release date for the new DLC? This has come up several times, even though the information is all out there. The 5th of September for premium members is when the DLC is going to drop. That is the Russian DLC. And for everybody else, just regular DLC owners, it will drop on the 19th of September. So if you haven't got Premium Pass, I suggest you go out and get it right now. Origins is running a 40% discount right up until the 5th. So if you are on PC, you can get 40% knocked off. That's a hell of a bargain. Don't get me started on the do's and the don'ts and the wrong beings of offering cheap DLC premium packages to everybody right now. It's a sore subject for me, but nonetheless, the offer is out there, and if you wish to take advantage of it, I suggest you go out and get it done before the 5th. The other question came up was, if premium is deleted, will the game/DLC be the same high quality? Well, the answer to that is, of course, it will be exactly the same quality. They're not going to diminish quality just because you've taken out a paid DLC. It will afford them to be able to do other different things, I'm guessing, but you may see a bigger focus on microtransactions and all that kind of stuff. But in terms of game content and the high quality they produce, no, I don't think you're going to see a diminish in that. That would be an absolute marketing disaster. So, next question on the pile. Does anyone else feel these maps are sniper orientated? Dan texted me this earlier, and I must admit, having looked at these maps, I was thinking the same thing. All of these maps seem to be heavily focused around sniping. I think you're going to see a ton of scouts on these maps, and I know there's a bunch of you out there that are not happy about it. As a scout myself, I'm not overly happy about it either. I think these maps need to be engineered in such a way that do not promote that kind of gameplay. But nonetheless, if they took the aim assist out of it finally, which we've all been screaming for, you wouldn't see quite so many people playing Scout and making it so efficient and easy. But again, that's another topic for another time. Next question, what time will the update roll out and what size? Well, my guess is it will roll out in the early hours of the 5th. That's kind of when DICE normally rolls out their DLC updates and all the rest of it. As to size, my guess is it's going to be somewhere between 40 and 60 gigabytes, I should say. It's going to be big, guys. It's going to be really big. These are, 11 new guns, 6 new maps, and a whole bunch of other content. And judging by the size of the CTE download, which I think was about 42 from memory, something along the lines of that, it's going to be, it's almost a full game again, all over again. So prepare yourselves for a long download time. If you do have slow download speeds, then prepare yourself. You are probably going to sit there for a while to download it, but my guess is they'll unleash it probably in the early hours of the 5th of September. Next question on the list. Will they change the 2 kills of planes? So if you did not know, one of the challenges to unlock one of the guns, and I cannot remember what gun it is, and I think it's one of the LMGs, you have to shoot down 2 planes with the Madsen. Now, I can't remember if it's the Trench or the Storm version, or it might even be the low-weight version, something along the lines of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you need to kill 2 planes with that. Now, me personally, I relish the gun challenges. I think these are really, really good. However, this particular challenge, all this is going to do is promote boosting. You're going to see a bunch of different people in here jumping in planes with their buddies, landing them on the ground, or just, you know, flying low so they can get the easy kills. Me personally, I don't like boosting within any game. These used to be prolific back in the day. Call of Duty used to have a really big problem with boosting. In fact, they used to ban a lot of people for it. And I don't think they should be promoting absolutely anything within a game that does promote boosting, cheating in any way, shape or form, if you really want to call it that. But boosting is a form of cheating, but I can just see this particular challenge. You know, you get a bunch of guys together and they're all going to sit there and, you know, try and boost their way into this particular gun. And I don't think it's a good challenge, and I think they could have thought this one out a little better. I do like the weapon challenges. I'm not going to lie. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on some of the challenges with the different weapons and stuff. And I do believe it promotes a little bit of cross. I don't know, what do you want to call that? You know, the differences between support and scout and all the rest of it, class. It promotes a little bit of class variation within the game, and I think that's a good thing. And so, me personally, really, really looking forward to that. And finally, operations and campaign update. Big rumours about that. It was posted on Gamescom. There was a segment right at the end. Didn't really make a big deal about it, but there are updates to the operations and campaign coming. That will be coming in October. Now, if DICE is true to form, that will be at the end of October in the patch. But we are going to see an update to the campaign, which I'm really excited about. And obviously, we're going to see updates to the operations. Now, are we going to see operations updates at the end of September? In relation to Russian DLC, maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. We'll find out later on. We may not even get a patch at the end of September. That's open for speculation as well. But nonetheless, there it is. Those are the questions. This was I Spy. I don't want to make it 1,000 years long on the videos. Don't like long videos, and I know you guys don't either. And so there it is. Those are the questions for this week that have been answered. Look out tomorrow. We are doing Rent a Server Saturday morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. And we will be doing the series on Thursday as well, guys, where I'm going to take video clips from you guys, put them in a big mashup, and we will then vote on who is the best. And then on Thursday, I'll announce it. More details on that series are to follow. I'll make another video, and we'll talk about it Saturday as well. I'm going to wrap this video up. It's gone on way too long. And I'll see you guys Saturday morning. Please come and say hello, jump in, play on the server. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's always a blast. And I'll see you guys Saturday morning. Till that time, ta-da, guys.